Last year, French President Emmanuel Macron called on France's European allies to develop a credible strategic concept to defend Europe on their own if necessary, and now, immediately, has hosted an informal summit to address the future of European security cooperation. And meanwhile, as we were just talking about, the Trump administration seems much more focused on China as the primary US security threat to US interests, and quite disinclined in general towards overseas military commitments. What do you see for the future of NATO and transatlantic security cooperation?
It was 1962 that John F. Kennedy came with the idea of a two-pillar NATO, as I was mentioning in the introduction. And it never took off. It never really happened, as Europe was heavily depending on US. And there was quite a presence of the US Army in Europe, in Germany, but also in the Netherlands, other parts. And we just took it for granted. We just thought, well, okay. And after the fall of the Berlin Wall, we thought, well, great. Now we were spending on our military, but now we don't have to. And that brought us in the state where we are now. And it's as I said, we were stupid. But reviving the idea of a two-pillar NATO, I think that is the way forward. There are people in Europe say, well, we should have like a European army. We should have the EU taking up this responsibility for security and safety. But the thing is, like, if you saw the people who were on the table in Paris, well, also Keir Starmer, Prime Minister of England, not an EU member anymore, but a very important European player and a very important army. Same case, Norway, for example. So still NATO is very relevant also in the European context, but then we should continue with this two-pillar idea. But then Europe has to take care of its own security. So protecting the border of Europe, having the presence of fleet ships in the Mediterranean, that should be a European responsibility. So now the American fleet is in Spain, and they still have a responsibility there. We should take over. I mean, yes, this is the time to say, well, things have changed. The European Union alone is 450 million people, with the UK even more than the US.